So, the final arc of Tokyo Revengers. Back when I started reading the manga, and for many other people like me, we all waited for the conclusion of Tokyo Revengers, which would be both satisfactory and at the same time would allow you to savor it for times to come. But as of now, it all seems as we are losing the gold that had been just within our reach, and somehow it's just moving away to the abyss with each chapter getting released. Now, as the title of the video suggests, the final arc of Tokyo Revengers manga. So definitely there would be spoilers, and so accordingly a spoiler warning. So proceed at your own risk. At chapter 185, we received a grand scale turn of events as the mastermind and probably one of the best villains in the recent anime and manga history, Kisagi Tetta, received the divine punishment of the ones he graciously took his time to put an end to their lives. Although it seemed that the finale of Tokyo Revengers was round the corner, with the members of Toman finally getting out of the hellhole of the repeated misfortunes and for the first time not getting involved in any skirmishes between gangs and all. But the sugar-coated life of these individuals was actually built on the back of the former Toman commander Mano Sanjiro, aka Mikey, as we get to see in the recent developments of this story. Mikey, the top leader of the newly formed group Bone Ten, shares the same fate with Toman in previous timelines, with the only difference being that other than the vice captain of 5th division of former Toman, Sanji, no other Toman members were linked to this new gang. And so the question arises, why Mikey is still lurking in the dark side, even when his family are all well established, and also the master manipulator Kisaki is no more. But the far more important question is why the author is still extending the story in disguise of making Mikey's journey relevant when the story could have been concluded in more 15 or so chapters. The two questions that I just keep repeating in my mind that has yet to be answered are: first, has Mikey truly achieved his dream of creating a new era for the delinquents? And second, who is the time traveler other than Takemichi, as he speculated and at times was hinted by the question that was kept before him by both Akkun and Mikey? Even though I can overlook these points being the issue for the stretching of the story, but what I can't get over with is the sheer amount of newly added characters for the further build-up amongst the already huge cast of individuals that has been present till now. It's not that I'm trying to downplay the upcoming chapters based on the issues I had with the extension, but I am kind of scared that in the hope to give Tokyo Revengers a perfect ending, the author doesn't get short of even achieving a proper ending. Because the way the story had developed in the Kisaki arc, it was no less than a brilliant storytelling. But what would be there after that? This isn't the first time that I am exposed to this sort of dilemma. Earlier with shows like Naruto and Attack on Titan, where these shows, if it had ended after Pain arc and season 3 for the latter respectively, the appreciation for the shows wouldn't have deteriorated. But when I think deeply, the ending for these two shows couldn't have been woven in mere 5 to 10 episodes, since the series had some quite important questions to get rid of, and thus the extension. But considering Tokyo Revengers in the same light, it wasn't even necessary for the author to flesh out any more stories and characters. Just to clarify the above two mentioned points, according to my conscience, the last arc would be featuring a never before seen battle between the returning Toman members and other three gangs of the three deities. For now, it's just a mere speculation, but the direction of the story is very clear. Now, I'd be very happy if I am proved wrong, if the final arc in the manga turns out to be great as it was all through its run. I made this video for me and people like me who have a little distaste for sudden introductions of new characters in a story that took years to mature. At the end, I just hope that through the goggles of greatness that I have looked into Tokyo Revengers until now stays the same forever, because I love this series a lot. And let me know in the comments how did you feel about the last arc of Tokyo Revengers. With that, subscribe and ring the bell for daily anime and manga content. Zap!